he will win your freedom and his.
What's up? I'm Cali Cat. Sitting in front of me right here, my good friend Amadeus, writer, producer, musician, etc. All of the above.
So many hats.
So many hats. First of all, who is Amadeus? You're very well known within the industry, but like we were saying, the people that are listening to this music, they don't really know who you are, behind the scenes guy. So who are you?
Amadeus. First, the name means loves God.
Okay.
And I found that a few years ago after I got the name. Just a God-fearing man, a father, a musician, as you mentioned, a music director, a producer, just someone that loves being alive, and I love to encourage people and inspire people to, dream big and chase their dreams and become who it is that they dreamt of being. You know what I mean? Just I think I'm a cool guy too. I think I'm a cool guy. I think I'm a pretty cool guy. I'm pretty funny. I'm definitely a clown. I always got in trouble for being a class clown growing up. And that's something that stuck with me. So maybe I need to hit the big screen. Calm down, time out on the music. Hit the
maybe
big screen
that's on the list.
Yeah,
that's on the future.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you didn't really say, you started with who you are as a person, as a family man, a father, you know. And I like that because sometimes people forget that whole side. You know what I mean? Like they see us and they think, hey, this is what we do. Because that's what we put out there. Yeah. But there's a whole nother side that, you know, we're just people. We're really just people.
Human beings with gifts. You know
of course. So Vegas, you're here often.
Yes, like every week.
Yes, you have a residency here in Dre.
Sounds really good.
That's crazy.
Sounds really good.
The more I've been here, because I've been here for almost a year, I've never really heard of any musician have a residency. It's an artist or a DJ, but a musician, a drummer.
Yeah.
I almost feel like that's never been heard of before.
Yes, it's definitely unique, and it came about in a great way. I'm Trey Songz, music director and tour drummer, so he had a residency here. We would do about 2 shows a month, and Victor Dre, who's the actual owner, one of the owners of the club, was watching me play one night, and just kind of like walks up to me and tells me to do that again. Now, mind you, I was kind of getting the tones and everything set to play the show with Trey, and wasn't really playing like that.
I'm sorry, did you know him? Did you know that was the owner? Okay.
And that's what makes it even better. I didn't know who he was, and I'm like, who's this guy like telling me to do it again? But the person that I am, you know, I'm respectful of everybody. I'm like, you know, you never know who anyone is. I treat the janitor the same way I treat the boss. You know what I mean? We're all equal, we're all the same.
Yes.
You know, so I did it. And then, you know, George, our tour manager, and also Trey's day-to-day manager, comes up to me. He's like, dude, I just spoke to Victor. And I'm like, who's that? And he's like, the guy that you're talking to? That's the owner. And I'm like, wow. And he's like, dude, he loves you. He loves you on drums. You know, and he wants you to be a resident here. Where you come in, you play with the DJ. You know, we'll figure out all of the details. And he's like, are you interested? And I'm like, well, I've never done it before, but I'm sure this could be fun.
Yeah.
And it's been about 2 or 3 months now. I come in, I fly in Thursday, I leave on Monday, play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know, with DJ Franzen and Cyber Kid and I forget what's the other dude, DJ Direct, and it's been great. It's been great.
That's amazing.
And nothing. You know, the best part about it is nothing is rehearsed, nothing is planned. We don't.
Yeah, I was gonna ask because my sister's a drummer, so. I'm in radio, my sister's a drummer, very musical family, but it's funny because nobody else in my family are musical. I mean, my parents love music, but they're not, my mom's a teacher, my dad's a nurse, so they're not really indulged in the whole music scene. So me and my sister we're like the only two, but I've seen her grow up playing the drums, so I'm like, do you ever practice with those musicians? Because I feel like every night here every weekend here you have somebody new or somebody different.
No, it's just a vibe. You know, with Trey Songz, of course, you know, rehearsal comes into play. Preparing for shows and stuff like that and organizing what songs we're gonna do, but here it's just kind of like freestyle, and it's I get on, I play drums and play towards whatever the DJ puts on, and you know, me being a producer, I can kind of, you know, I have that ear. I can hear when he's playing another song. I can, even if I don't know the song, I can kind of really pick up the beat pattern immediately on the first 4 or 8 bars. You know, so it's just a vibe. I'm just having fun up there, and it's really fun. It's great, and it's awesome to see people's reaction to it.
Right.
You know, it kind of enhances the song that's being played, and you're hearing your favorite song, and it's like, oh, there's more bass or there's more bottom to it.
And it's live. You know, you have that different live feel, which
people love it.
I like that they did that with you here, because it's not, I mean, I have mad respect for DJs, but I also like the live feeling.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
So it
right.
gives it some dynamic to it.
As long as you stay, and we call it within the pocket.
Yeah.
Meaning, I'm playing the beat, I'm playing the groove. Every now and then I'll color and add some flavor and some sauce to it. But it's more so of holding down the beat. When people are out there dancing, you don't want to be going, getting all crazy and stick twirling and
Yeah.
just picking loser.
Yeah,
But if you're in the groove and you're locked in, and just like I said, enhancing the song and the track, is just like, man. One of my colleagues, one of my mentors, his name is Sutin. He's from New York. Older gentleman, that he's older than me, so I looked up to him growing up as a musician. He always told me, if the people are dancing, you're doing your job. Because most times, musicians, drummers, no matter what instrument it is, you want to shine, you want to show the people what you can do and all of the tricks and everything. And it's not really about that. It's about making the people feel good. It's about the audience. It's not about you. It's about the audience and making sure that they're having a good time. And that's what we do every single night when we play here at Dre's.
Right. Now you're from the Bronx.
Yes. Everywhere.
Do you live there currently?
No, I don't.
Okay,
No, I don't.
where do you live?
I live upstate.
Okay.
About an hour and a half from the city.
Okay.
Very nice, very calm, very peaceful. We spoke earlier and you discussed, you expressed you love the city. I'm like the opposite.
Really? You like to get away from the city?
I like, just hearing pure silence and seeing deer and.
Well, you're in the middle of the madness every single
Yes.
weekend,
Yes.
so I
Yes.
can understand that.
So-
Do people from back home, are they like kind of amazed, of what you're doing when you're flying out here? You have your residency, your whole career.
Yeah. I'm from, you mentioned me being from the Bronx. I'm from where we're not supposed to make it. From the drugs to just, all of the negative things that you can possibly be surrounded by growing up in that type of community. I grew up in a project, so it was tough. My parents are, very strict, very God-fearing spiritual parents. Instilled a lot of morals and values, education and religion in us as a family growing up. So it was hard. It was hard being the kid that had to dress up, going to Catholic school, while everybody was wearing J's and all of the Pele's and all of the hot clothes. I had to wear the same uniform every single day. And I was laughed at, I was mocked, I was called a church boy. So I went through that. And now as a man, it's like, wow, thank you. I'm really grateful to my parents for investing in me and my education, which allowed me to learn a musical instrument. And it has me where I'm at today. So, being focused. And being focused in the midst of chaos.
Yeah, that's hard to do in this industry.
There's so many distractions I had growing up, so many things that could have gotten me off track, but I really loved and I had a great passion for music. And I just stuck to it, and I never gave up. And, here I am today, talking to you, and residency in Vegas, and toured the world with Trey Songz for 10 years, producing for 16, 17 years, producing for over 60 artists, becoming a bad boy hitman producer, so it's just like, wow, even as I'm saying it to you now, it's like I'm taking it in, and it's like, man, sometimes you just got to stop. And we talked about it the other day.
Yeah.
The Microsoft story. Sometimes you got to stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
And think about and look at all of the things you've accomplished.
Yeah.
And take it in, and then go back to, the next goal, and go back to chasing and hustling. But you got to stop, breathe in,
That's
and take
important.
it in. Like, look at where we are.
I know. So beautiful.
Like, look where we are. Like, we're in Vegas. Like, Hangover was one of my favorite movies. And, they shot one of the scenes right there.
Yeah.
And you got the water show that's happening. And you're like, wow, I would have never thought that this would be happening.
Right. How did you get from, like you said, you had a passion for music, your background, your childhood. What happened in between? How did you get to become Trey Songz drummer? Because that's huge.
Yeah.
Tell me the story. I know everything's
really
a
cool
story. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Definitely. Trey Songz, Mike Jones were in the studio working on a song in Houston. And this is, like I said, I think Trey had just had his first album out. He had the braids. Mike Jones was one of the hottest dudes out. Who? Mike Jones. Who?
Right. He's such a cool guy.
Amazing dude. Amazing, humble dude. And we was in the studio cutting a record, and there was a drum set in the corner. And I'm like, dude, I play drums. Both Trey and Mike was in tears. Like, bruh. Do not. I said, guys.
They just knew you as a producer.
Right. I'm like, guys. It started here. I'm telling you. Like, and it just, we all laughed about it.
Yeah.
And then in that moment, I put it out there. I told Trey, I said, one day, with the music that you're creating, because he has such feel-good music. Just, you can just hear a live band on top of all of his music. So I said, one day, you're gonna need a band. When you do, call me. That was the end of the discussion in regards to drums. Went back to making the record. That was it. A few months later, His manager calls. He's like, yo, it's Trey Songz man. His name is Delonte Murphy. And he's like, you ready to put the band together? And I was like, nah. Never put no band together. I just play drums in church and, you know, I was like, nah. But I'm going to call you right back. I called my man Butters, who was Casey's music director, Casey and Joe music director at the time. I said, listen, Trey Songz is the band. They called me and asked me to be the music director. I don't know what that even entails. I don't know how to do that. I just want to play drums. I'm going to let you be the music director. We're going to go do our thing. And he's like, no. You're going to be the music director. I'm going to come out with you. I'm going to be the pianist. You'll be the drummer. We're going to put the rest of the band together. And this is your chance. He said, just like somebody gave me a chance, Casey and JoJo, I didn't know what I was doing, but someone took a chance. He said, and that's really big that Trey, wants to give you this chance to grow with him. He's never had a band. You never put the band together, so you grow together. And, I accepted the opportunity, and 10 years later.
That's crazy.
Still the same band, with the exception of the bass player. The bass player had stopped doing it. All love, no firings or anything like that. But so we replaced the bass player, and we'll be in the same crew and unit for going on 10 years.
That's amazing.
And that's rare. You know that.
Yeah, a band,
rare.
Same band for 10 years.
Yes.
Bands I feel like are just notorious for dropping out. Dropping like flies, and then we got another one. We got to replace this one.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Do you have kids? I remember you were telling us. You have a son, right?
Yes.
He's a musician?
He's everything.
He's everything?
He's a drummer. He's a DJ. He's one of the funniest little dudes you ever see. Just well-rounded, very talented dude.
How old is he?
He's 11.
Okay, because you were telling us this past week that he was into DJing.
Yes.
Currently.
Yes, I did a show, a taping from 106 Park.
Okay.
And it was when Angela Simmons and Bow Wow was on the show, and they went to a spot called Dub Spot in the city, it's a school that teaches you how to produce, DJ. So I filmed the segment there, and the director come up to me and was like, listen, if you ever need anything, let us know. We have classes for you, we have classes for kids. And I'm like, I have a son that's into music. I said, let me see if he'd be interested in any of this. And then he's like, yeah, I'll go learn how to DJ that. Went in and really did his thing. He has a little mix that he made. I got to send it to you so you can hear it. And I'm like, cool. So he's kind of all over the place. He really loves planes.
Okay.
So when I asked him, what he wants to be when he grows up, he said, I want to be a pilot. I want to fly jets, Dad. And he loves the fighter jets.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll see. Whatever he wants to do, I'm going to support him.
That's
you know what I mean?
cool.
He doesn't have to follow what Dad's doing in music, and I just want him to follow his heart.
That's good.
I follow my heart. I don't want you to be forced into anything. Having to be forced to to live my legacy. I want you to create your own.
Yes.
I'll support you, and you're doing your own thing. And he's a junior too.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put that out there,
You said you created for 106 and Park. Now you've done a bunch of music produced from everywhere from J-Lo, to Game, to so many people. How is that different producing music for television? Because you also produced for ESPN, right?
Yes.
So how are those two different?
Very different. It's kind of like the music directors kind of reach out to you and kind of give you the vision of what they're looking for musically, and it's up to you to create that. And I've done quite some work with ESPN. I scored a lot of music for Sports Center, a lot of the background music that plays when they're showing highlights.
And I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think that's really cool because so many people, you're watching these things, but you don't really stop to think about who are the composers behind all of this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I think that's really cool. I didn't know that until you told me, and I was like, what?
Nah, it's pretty cool. So one, they'll say, hey, we need 15 tracks, 30 seconds in the vibe of Lupe Fiasco's last album. So I and I love that album, so I vibe with it, kind of got to feel it, and just kind of recreated that vibe. And then, another situation, he's like, okay, I need 15 tracks, of 2 Chainz, of something you would give Wayne and 2 Chainz and Jeezy and T.I. So I created that. And then, I also had the opportunity to create the theme song for First Take, which was awesome. It featured Stolly and Wale from MMG. Then they redid it and sampled me, which was like, whoa. And I'm thinking I would have to be 50, 60 years old before I would be sampled.
right.
To be 35 years old and being sampled was really cool. So he sampled me, brought in his band, and they recreated the track that I originally had using the same elements, but then played live on top of it. And then Wale created a new lyrics to the song.
That's cool.
So I had the 2014 theme song and now the 2016 theme song for First Take.
You've done so much within your career. Everything, it feels like. I'm sure you've had so many different moments that you have, remembered, but what are some of the big highlights that you personally remember? And it may not even be big to other people,
Right.
but it's big to you because it
Great
really
question.
means something to you.
Right.
What are those moments?
I'm gonna try to give you 3 good ones. I would say my first placement. My first placement was on an artist named Foxy Brown. I'm sure a lot of youngins may not know her, but we do. She wrote the title song to the Cradle to the Grave movie and soundtrack. So, and I was like really young. I was in high school still, and to see the song featured in the movie, to see the credits roll at the end and my name on the big
That's
screen.
cool. And how old were you?
16, 17 years old.
How was everybody like acting around you?
It was cool. Everybody was kind of like excited and like in awe. Like what?
Yeah.
Like what? Like I created that beat. Like
Yeah.
and it was amazing. And it was my first record being placed on a real album. And the album went and sold 500,000 copies, earning my first gold plaque, which still hangs on the wall today. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that I would say playing Madison Square Garden, with Trey Songz.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm a guy, I'm a real man, I'm a king, but, I'm very emotional.
So you shed a few tears.
Oh, man. I'm not going to put anybody else on a team and in the band on the spot. I just talk for me. Oh, man, I had to.
Yeah.
Just growing up there in the Knicks and so many legendary artists performing there and to be on
it's
that
home
stage
for you,
and to
yeah.
do it a few times.
Yeah.
Like, I think we played there about 4 or 5 times. So that, being able to, go, be around the world and go to Japan and Australia and Africa. Africa.
That's
like,
crazy.
Wow.
You can say that.
Africa. And again, numerous times, numerous different places, just being able to see where I'm from, my roots.
Right.
As a black king and just seeing, wow, like this is where I'm from, this is where the ancestors, this is
Yeah.
where it all started for us in our culture. So, I can go on and on, but those are the things that I feel are most monumental.
I'm Cali Cat with writer, producer, musician, all of the above, Amadeus. We're talking about all of his successful career, but also I love the fact that you are giving back.
Yes.
You're giving back to, young people, college people, or people that are just interested in really indulging themselves in this industry. You're kind of giving them some gems. You're dropping knowledge right now.
Absolutely.
You're doing your Music 101 college tour.
Yes, I am. And you were a part of it.
Yes, the one in Vegas.
Yes, you were.
We
You
did
did
it
an
this
awesome
past week.
job.
Thank you.
Awesome job.
I love that because you don't have to be in this industry for, like, there's no rule that says, okay, you've been in here for 10 years, like, now you can speak back. I feel like whether you've been in it for a year or 5 or 10 or 20, there's always a piece of knowledge that you can drop down to other people. You know what I mean? I was the youngest one there, but I just felt like through my experience, I have a story too, and everybody does.
You do.
You know?
Yes, and people want to hear it. People want to hear it. As I mentioned when we were doing the tour at the Microsoft store last week. This week. No one taught us anything. No one gave us any jewels, any gems. If we picked up on along the way, but we had to figure it out for ourselves. So, I wanted to give back and teach people, man. It's like, listen, you can be where we are. Here's what you need to do. Here's what it takes here. And it doesn't take anything away from us. It doesn't, only intimidated people don't share information, and we're not that. So we've been doing this the second year of the tour. We did about 19, 20 schools, NYU, Howard, Dillard, Yale, and I'm like, Yale? Like,
those are
what am I doing at
prestigious
Yale?
schools.
Like,
yeah.
But it just goes to show you, man, you can do anything you want to do. You can do anything you put your mind to. It started out as an idea with my partner and myself, Mike Daniel, and it just took off, and we threw the idea at a Microsoft event one day, at another event they were doing, in regards to what we were doing. They loved it. We partnered with Microsoft. Same thing with Wix.com. We partnered with Wix.com, and just recently I'm wearing Sean John. And we just partnered up with Sean John. Sean John has a big campaign called Dream Big, and it just organically went together in regards to what we're doing. We're teaching the business and that whole aspect of things, but I always inspire. We always inspire. We always tell people, shoot after your dreams. Go get it. Dream big. Go get it. So it's taking an awesome turn, and we're just doing great. And like I said, thank you for being a part of it.
Yeah, no,
you
thank
did a great job.
Thank you
and
for inviting me.
People were really inspired and motivated to go after what it is they want to do, and that's the whole purpose.
Like I mentioned earlier, I truly believe that if other people can avoid some of the same mistakes,
yes,
why not?
Yes.
I think I mentioned that. My mom's always said this, always. She even has it tattooed. Learn from wisdom.
Wow.
Which is true, because I just feel like not everybody has to make the same mistakes.
Right.
Not everybody has to experience everything. I feel like that's a misconception. Like, people always think, I got to experience it. Oh, I got to experience it for myself. Like, sometimes you really don't.
Right.
Like, sometimes you just really don't. Like, if you can kind of just see what the other person did, then why not?
It's true.
Why not take that wisdom?
Very true. Very true.
So, but anyways, thank you so much for doing this.
This is awesome. Great job.
Thank you.
We've been talking about this for a while. And,
I know.
You're trying to get me up to the radio station.
Yes.
I couldn't wake up because I was turned up, the night
well, you're
before.
here every weekend.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough.
But yeah, definitely come see Amadeus here at Dre's. Only musician here that I know of that has the actual residency. So that's amazing.
Facts.
Trey Songz, drummer, writer, producer. Let them know where they can find you on social media.
Oh yeah, Instagram, Amadeus PBM. PBM standing for Platinum Boy Music, which is the name of my company. So Amadeus PBM on Instagram, Platinum Boy Music on Instagram, Twitter at producer Amadeus, and also the website www.platinumboymusic.com. And you'll find me anywhere. You'll find me anywhere. Can I just leave them with one thing? Yeah,
wait, before you do that, where did Amadeus come from?
Well, originally comes from Mozart, Wolfgang Mozart Amadeus, who was a classical composer.
Okay.
Back in the day. And, growing up and going to school, I watched the movie. We were very similar. Nuts. Both nuts. Loved women. Extremely talented. Extremely silly. So I just thought it was like, there you go. Yeah, I'm going to continue off where he left off. Big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to continue where he left off at. So that's how I got the name.
There it is. Anything else?
Yeah, just, first off, congrats to you and all that you're doing, all that you've accomplished. Keep going. Keep doing your thing. I know it's not easy being a queen in the business, but you've made it this far. And, you're an example to all of the rest of the young ladies that would love to be in the position that you're in. So just keep, doing what you're doing and inspiring them to be great and live their dreams like you're doing. And just for everybody that's out there, look at us. Look at us. We're living our dreams. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication. And just know that everything is not, going to be great. Everything is not going to work out according to plan. Some things go wrong. Some things go south. Some things go downhill. But just know that you can, recover from it. You can bounce back. And, because we got stories that you haven't even heard of the negative things that we've overcome of, the closed doors that have been closed in our face, even still to this day. But we fight, we kick down the doors, we stay motivated, we keep pushing. So I just want to keep, everybody that's out there, keep going, never give up. You can do it. We did it. You can do it too. Dream big, man. You heard? We out in Vegas. Look. We in Vegas, baby.